Hello friends, welcome back to Annie's Pretend Cooking Show. This is video number 3 in a series of I don't know how many. But today I'm going to try a new experiment. That's my favorite word, experiment. And I'm going to try a different sandwich bread recipe that I found on YouTube that only requires 1 rise instead of the 2 that I have normally been doing. So it seems like it will be a quicker process. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So I had bought some hard white wheat berries and then I have hard red wheat berries. So I'm trying to use up the red because I think eventually I'm just gonna go all the way to white and not use red, but now I'm just doing 50-50. So I've got a 50-50 proportion of my red and my white wheat berries. So I'm gonna go ahead, you can see them in my mill here, lovely, lovely. And I'm gonna go ahead and mill these to turn them into beautiful flour. We are back and I am finished milling, so I'm gonna pull out my bowl of beautiful fresh flour. There we go, gorgeous as always. So the next thing I'm going to do is a little bit differently. I'm gonna add all of my wet ingredients first and then add my flour. So this is another difference that I'm doing with this recipe. I'm not weighing anything. I'm not using my nice little kitchen scale. I'm measuring everything by cups and tablespoons. So another experiment. So I'm going to be adding 2 cups of warm water, a tablespoon of yeast, 1.5 teaspoons of salt, and then I have a 1/4 cup of olive oil and a 1/4 cup of honey, and I've just added both of them into here. So we're gonna pour all that in. I'm just gonna mix all this ingredients first, and then we will add our flour. Now that the liquids are all mixed, I'm going to start adding flour a little bit at a time. As I'm doing this, I'm realizing that the dough hook really isn't helping me right now because it's still too liquidy, so I'm just taking a spatula and I'm folding it in. David. Folding in the flour. And I'm just gonna incorporate everything, and I don't have to worry about it really becoming a true dough ball just yet. Just fold in the cheese, David. Okay, at this point it is not super pretty, but it's all mixed together. I'm going to let this sit for about 5 minutes and then come back and start to knead it with my dough hook. And we're back. The 5 minutes is up. So my dough has just been sitting for 5 minutes. So now I'm going to add my dough hook onto my mixer. And we're going to let this mix just for a couple minutes at a time, and I'm going to keep an eye on it. Okay, this is taking longer than I thought, but we're just gonna stop for now because I don't want to over knead it. So it's sticky and the sides of the bowl are not clean. It's not cleaning itself like it should be, but I'm just going to still try to work with it. I have a little bit of extra flour here I'm going to use, and we're just gonna see how this goes. So I'm gonna take it out of here, dealing with some stickiness. It is nice and stretchy though. So it's definitely gluten forming. Okay, and I'm going to use my, this is what it's looking like. So it's not super clean on the sides, but I will, I'm sorry, because I'm right-handed, I have to do it with my back to you, but I'm just gonna put this on the counter to work with. Of it. So I think we'll be fine. I think we can still work with this. All right, so this is sticky. It's sticking to the counter here, but it is stretchy. So, oh, you can't even see it from where you are. And my hands are full and I can't move my phone, but it is stretchy. So, stretchy dough, stretchy dough. Okay, I'm going to add just a teeny bit of flour. And then for kicks and giggles, I wanted to weigh this just to see what this recipe yields. Okay, looks like 2 pounds, 6 ounces. So that's good to know. So that tells me I can make 2 loaves in my 1 pound pans. I got a couple different bread pans because I wasn't sure which one was going to work, but it looks like if I divide this in half and do 1 pound each, that should work. What you just missed, and I chose not to share with you, was a most boring fight between myself and some super sticky dough. Fortunately, I did have some extra flour, so that was my saving grace, and I just kept sprinkling more flour in there. So it's not the most beautiful loaves that I've ever made. Let me show you what I've got going on. I'm sure from your point of view, they look fine, but the surface, I was just having a hard time getting the surface tension correct on them. So they're gonna be a little lumpy bumpy, but I'm sure they'll still be delicious. So we're gonna let these rise for about 40 minutes. It has been about 40 minutes and these have risen very nicely. And now we're gonna pop them in a 350 degree oven. Normally I do 375, but we're gonna let these bake a little longer at a lower temp and we'll see how they do. Well, friends, these were kind of a bust. You can see how they kind of fell. They did not rise any further. So I suspect it's just because I really didn't get good tension when I was rolling them and fighting with the dough. So not sure that I will, I don't know what I'm gonna do next time, but I'm sure these are still delicious. They smell divine. So don't you worry your pretty little heads about these not being consumed. I will definitely be consuming them. But yeah, they're just not risen. They kind of fell flat, and we'll see when we cut into them how dense they are. But for now, I can't learn without trying new things. So thanks for joining me on this journey.